Welcome back to Heroes and Villains HQ. Today I have another LEGO Star Wars review for the channel. This time we're going to be checking out set 75416 Chopper, another one of the buildable droids that came out this year for the May the 4th promotion. Super excited to get this open and built. Chopper's one of the best droids in the Star Wars franchise, and having C-3PO, BD-1, and R2-D2 already, really excited to get this one on the shelf. So without further ado, let's jump into the time lapse and check out this LEGO set. Before we jump into details, let's talk about the specifications of this set. This set is a 10 plus set, set 75416, named Chopper or C1-10P. It does come with 1,039 pieces, including one minifigure, that being Chopper. It does have a few play features that we'll discuss in the in-depth review. However, it is a buildable droid. It scales well with the other sets, and I'm really excited to dive in deeper, so let's do it. Okay, now for an in-depth look at the buildable Chopper set. So you can see off the rip, it comes with buildable Chopper, as well as a display stand and the minifigure. So taking a look at this display stand first, you can see this is a very nice printed piece. Includes all of the details of Chopper, including his home world, manufacturer, model, height, all of the good stuff. It also includes the minifigure we saw from the Ahsoka series. Now this minifigure also does have back printing, which is really awesome to see, a really great Chopper figure. Also on the back of the display stand, you'll have these two orange bricks. These will be used later, so definitely stay tuned to see what they are used for. Putting that to the side now, let's take a look at Chopper. An absolutely amazing build. The scaling is perfect, the coloring is perfect, and I love the difference in the two legs as well. So let's take a 360 look. His left leg is the gray leg. On the back, continues with the white body, as well as this feature here, which we'll take a look at later. And then his right leg is the white leg. So now looking at some of the features, the first one on the front here is his arm. This is one of three arms you see on the set. It has posability about 90 degrees off the body, and then this piece right here can move about 180 degrees. So that goes right in there. His other two arms are found up top here, and these move pretty far, and they also twist, so you can kind of do multiple poses with that. They have a really great range of motion. Oh, they also come off, which I'll show you later. Also, in terms of his legs, these can move back slightly and forward. He does have his third wheel here, which can be removed just like that, so you can have him standing straight up. And then you can see he has additional range of motion when that leg is no longer there. When the leg is attached, you kind of have this in between, and that's where you get the wheel on the ground there, but as soon as you go up, the wheel comes off the ground. So just a quick call out with that. So this is kind of the main pose for him if you want to include all three legs. The legs also have great detailing. You have this nice pipe piece here. You have a variation in color. You have some orange, you have some yellow in the piping on the back. And then you also have a lot of sticker details. Now, this is my only complaint with the set. There was a large sticker sheet. Now on the front here, these are all stickered pieces. However, they're not bad because they blend in decently well with the white. However, you can see when you're looking at these gray stickers, I mean, that's atrocious. The gray on the stickers on both sides here is just not the same color gray as the pieces. And I don't know why this is. This didn't used to be an issue with LEGO. It recently has become an issue with gray sets, and obviously a lot of Star Wars sets are gray, so we're seeing it more commonly than maybe some other sets, but it's something they need to address. They need to get that color to match the Lego brick. If they don't want to match the Lego brick, then they should be printing the pieces. It ruins the consistency of the set. The last play function here, this can move front and back off his body. So you do have some posability with the different features of Chopper. Now the head does turn 360 degrees. His antenna at the top does move left to right. Now for the play feature. This little lever on the back here, and this was an awesome building experience on how it all came together. But this little lever here moves up and down, and you can see the head moves left and right, kind of bounces, just like Chopper does in Rebels. So when you have him posed up, if you want to hit that lever, you can kind of get that motion of his head, which I think is a really fun feature, and it gives the personality to the droid, which we all know Chopper. He has an extreme personality, borderline, a war criminal, but it is what it is. So the other feature of the set, and this is where these two orange bricks come in. Chopper obviously doesn't always have his arms out, and so if you didn't want to display him with his arms out, you can just pop both of these off. They connect right there with the ball joints. Pop those off. Now, the problem is when you pop them off, you have this hole with the ball joint visible. Now, Lego graciously includes these two orange bricks here, and you can place them on just like that. And this definitely, it doesn't cover it perfectly, but it covers up the hole and it brings some orange into that hole, so it's not as noticeable, especially when you're looking from a side profile. If you give his head a little bit of turn there, you can't tell. So I think this is it's a small detail, but a necessary one. So if you get some different display options now with your Chopper, and it doesn't look bad by removing a few pieces. And then they just come right off like that. And then you can place the arm right back on, just like that. So now you can kind of do a one-arm look, a two-arm look, a zero-arm look. You have a lot of variation there, which I really appreciate. Other than that, the biggest question and the biggest concern I had when the set was first announced was how was it going to look next to your other droids? Does it scale well? Well, let's take a look. Okay, so this is Chopper next to the three other buildable droids I own. So the C-3PO, R2-D2, and BD-1. Now, obviously, BD-1 is massively out of scale as it compares to R2, Chopper, and C-3PO. BD-1 is actually human scale. As it goes towards R2-D2 and C-3PO, this is where I was concerned. Was Chopper going to just be too big next to R2-D2? And I can confirm he is not. R2-D2 is taller and wider in all directions than the Chopper, so it scales perfectly with him. It doesn't look awkward on the shelf, and the main concern of him being out of scale with the other more prominent droids, you don't need to worry about that. So really excited that they're continuing with this scale. The K2SO is going to fit perfectly with the scale as well. That set releases in August, and he'll be slightly taller than C-3PO. So very happy with how Lego is approaching these sets and getting them to scale properly with each other. So what are my final thoughts on the Buildable Chopper Lego set? I think this is another great addition to the Buildable Droids line. This is a line I'm extremely happy with, and I think Lego is approaching perfectly. Doing all of the major droids, doing them in scale with each other. I'm really enjoying what they're releasing. As for value here, I think for $100, this is another great set. You're getting over 1,000 pieces. You're getting a fun building experience, and you're getting something that is substantial in size. It's got a little bit of weight to it, a little bit of width. Very happy with the value you're getting with this set as well. I think the features for a buildable droid is right up the alley of the other sets. I think the option to remove these and put the bricks in to give you a couple of different display options is really nice. So I think adding this one, if you're a fan of the other sets, if you've enjoyed collecting the other sets, this is a must-have. It's Chopper. You can't have a droid collection without Chopper. So extremely happy with this set. I'm going to place it right on the shelf next to R2 and C3PO. So if you have the opportunity to get this at $100 or even less, I'd say pull the trigger. This is a really fun set. So with that said, I really hope you enjoyed this review. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed this review of the LEGO Buildable Chopper set. If you haven't already, subscribe down below to support the channel and hit the like button while you're down there. It would mean a lot. And I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.